What if I told you that the United States once sent soldiers, overthrew governments, and reshaped entire countries because of bananas? Not oil, not gold, not weapons. Bananas. This sounds like a joke, but it's one of the most shocking and least talked about chapters in American history. Today, I'm going to tell you the full, true story of how a simple fruit helped trigger wars, coups, and decades of instability in what history now calls the Banana Wars. And once you hear it, you'll never look at a banana the same way again. In the late 1800s, bananas were exotic in the United States. Most Americans had never tasted one. But once they arrived, people loved them. They were sweet, cheap, easy to eat, perfect for working-class families. By the early 1900s, bananas became one of the most popular fruits in America. There was just one problem. Bananas don't grow in the United States. They grow in tropical regions, especially Central America and the Caribbean. So American businessmen looked south and saw opportunity. American companies began buying land in countries like Honduras, Guatemala, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panama. The biggest of them all was United Fruit Company, a corporation so powerful it didn't just sell bananas. It controlled farmland, railroads, ports, shipping routes. In some countries, United Fruit owned more land than the government itself. Workers were paid almost nothing. Local farmers were pushed off their land. Entire economies became dependent on one crop, bananas. That's where the term Banana Republic comes from. A country that looks independent on paper, but is actually controlled by foreign corporations. At first, local governments allowed this. They needed money and infrastructure. But over time, people started pushing back. Governments tried to raise taxes on companies, improve worker conditions, take unused land back. And that's when things got dangerous. Because when American companies were threatened, they didn't negotiate. They called Washington. Between 1898 and 1934, the United States repeatedly sent troops into Central America and the Caribbean. Officially, the reason was always protecting American interests, maintaining stability, stopping chaos. But the real reason was simple: protecting corporate profits. U.S. Marines overthrew governments, backed dictators, suppressed rebellions. This happened in Honduras multiple times, Nicaragua, Haiti, Cuba, Panama, Guatemala. These conflicts are collectively known as the Banana Wars, and the consequences were devastating. In 1951, Guatemala elected a president named Abuna Jacobo Arbenz. He wasn't a dictator, he wasn't violent, he simply wanted land reform. United Fruit owned massive amounts of land, but much of it was unused. Arbenz proposed taking unused land, compensating the company, and giving land to poor farmers. United Fruit panicked. They labeled Arbenz a communist. At the height of the Cold War, that word was powerful. In 1954, the U.S. government backed a coup, removed Arbenz, and installed a military ruler. What followed? Decades of civil war, over 200,000 people killed, a country destabilized for generations, all sparked by bananas and land. Let's be clear, this was never about fruit. Bananas were just the symbol. The real reasons were money, power, corporate influence, control over foreign nations. But bananas made it easy to hide the truth, because no one expects a war to begin over something so small. Conclusion: why this story matters today. The Banana Wars remind us of something uncomfortable. Sometimes, history isn't driven by heroes or villains, but by profits. They show us how corporations can shape foreign policy, how everyday products can hide dark stories, and how the effects of those decisions still exist today. So, the next time you peel a banana, remember, it once helped change the fate of nations. If you found this story eye-opening, hit like, subscribe, and share this video. Because history isn't just about the past, it explains the world we live in today.
Please support us. This is our first video, so maybe quality is down, but in future it will improve. So support us by like, subscribe, and comment on this video.